everyone, today I will discuss about the definition of accounting. There are many different definitions of accounting, but I will discuss the three common definition of accounting. First definition is according to ASC or yung Accounting Standard Council, wherein it says that accounting is a service activity. It is a service activity since you are providing a service to a certain person. Example is a doctor treating his patient, and in return, the patient pay for the treatment fee. Just like accounting, wherein the accountant render his service by making the financial statements of a certain business, and in return, the business pay for his service, which is his salary. Another is that accounting function is to provide quantitative information of an economic entities, So, quantitative information is about numerical data. It talks about numbers. It is money, And economic entities are the businesses and others. This quantitative information is actually the end product of accounting, which is the financial statements. So, ito yung serbisyo na binibigay ni accountant. So, dito sa financial statements, makikita yung mga asset ng business or the resources controlled by the business, the liabilities or obligations of the business, the owner's residual interest on the assets, and the revenues, yung mga income ng business and others. So, after the accountant renders service, which is making the financial statements of the business, these financial statements will be used by the users in making decision. That is why meron sa definition na ito dito sa first definition natin na it is intended to be useful in making decision. So there are different users of financial statements like the investors, the lenders, the creditors, and others. I will give you an example of how financial statements are useful in decision making. Example is in the report of the accountant is the business incur losses. So the owner will decide now if he will still continue the business considering that his business incur losses or he will close the business. So if he decide to continue the business, meron na sa kanya kung anong strategies ang magagawin niya para hindi muling magkalos ang business niya. However, dito sa definition, may kulang, Which is kung paano gagawin ni accountant yung financial statements. So, di ba sinabi niya lang dito na its function is to provide quantitative information about economic entities. Hindi binanggit sa definition na ito if how will the accountant provide this quantitative information. So, we will see yung second definition natin. Ang second definition natin is according to Committee on Accounting Terminology of the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants or yung AICPA. Accounting is an art of recording, classifying, and summarizing economic transactions and events and interpret the result thereof. So, dito sa definition na ito, accounting daw is an art. Because, why is it accounting is an art, So, because it requires creative judgment and skills in making the financial statements. Yung pag-record mo pa lang, pag-classify mo, and pag-summarize mo, that is so actually an art, ng mga, yung yun. And, kung napansin nyo, sa unang definition natin, yun yung sinabi ko kanina na hindi nabanggit if how will we make the financial statements. Dito sa second definition is nabanggit niya. So, how will we make? So, we will record, we will classify, and we will summarize the economic transactions and events. So, paano? We will record only the accountable events, then classify it. Halimbawa, we invested 10,000 or on our business. This is a transaction and is accountable. That's why we will record it. After that, no, so we will classify isaan natin i-record yung pera na na-invest sa business. Since cash siya, doon siya sa asset, doon sa siya asset ng business natin. Asset, so, means yung mga resources natin. So since cash, diba, in-invest natin yung cash natin, so our cash will be one of our resources na gagamitin natin para mag-operate yung business natin. At dahil affected ang equity natin or yung yung equity natin, madadagdagan si capital or yung capital natin sa business. So, or yung puhunan natin, no? That is so classifying. Then saka natin isa-summarize, no? Based sa example natin, isa-summarize natin siya sa statement of financial position. Dito kasi sa statement of financial position, makikita mo yung mga assets natin, yung mga equity natin, no? Yung asset is, di ba yung sinabi ko, is yung mga resources natin. Yung equity natin is yung capital ng capital natin. So, this statement of financial position is, yun na yung gagamitin ni user for decision making. Di ba yung sabi dito is, and interpreting the result thereof. So, gagamitin na ni user for decision making. Di ba parehas lang yung first definition natin and dito sa second definition. The only difference is that binigay ni second definition ang paraan kung paano gagawa ng financial statements. At yung sinabi dito sa second definition na accounting is an art, no? Tama nga naman na nagagamit ang judgment and skills natin sa accounting. But the problem is, di ba ang art is so freestyle yan. So, ibig bang sabihin, si classifying ay pwedeng maunang gawin bago si recording, at si summarizing ay pwedeng mauna bago yung recording and classifying. That is the problem sa second definition. So, we will see yung third definition ng accounting. The third definition. So, according to American Accounting Association, accounting is a process of identifying, measuring, and communicating economic information to be used by users in decision making. So, did you notice that this definition is more complete than the other two that we discussed? No? Yes, mas kompleto siya dahil sinabi niya dito na it is a process. It is a process na kung saan may step by step na proseso na hindi pwedeng unahin mo yung second step, unahin mo yung third step bago yung first step. So, step by step siya. So, the first step is identifying. Diba yung it is a process of identifying, measuring, and communicating. That means the first step is identifying, the second is measuring, then communicating. Dito sa communicating, naka-under ang recording, classifying, and summarizing na nabanggit sa second definition. Then after that, it will be used by users in making their decision. So, ayan yung definition under these three organizations. So, you can just read it. Yung under ASC, under AICPA, under AAA. So, under AAA is nakikita mo na mas kompleto siya. So, now, we will discuss in detail the third definition of accounting. Ayan. The third definition of accounting, no? Based on the definition, the first accounting process is identifying. And in this process, yung identifying process, we will analyze the events and transactions to determine if we should recognize them or not. Always remember that only accountable events are recognized, and non-accountable events are not recognized but disclosed in the notes to financial statements if they have accounting relevance, no? If they have accounting relevance. So, ano-ano yung mga events and transactions na i-analyze natin? So, ito yung mga external events and internal events. External events are transactions involving your business and other businesses. So, isa dito is exchange. No, yung number 1, exchange, wherein there is a reciprocal giving and receiving of economic resources or extinguishment of obligations. Halimbawa is sale, no? You sell your goods to another entity, to another business, then the other entity pay you money. So there is an exchange of resources. 'Di ba? Ano yung na-exchange na resources? Yung binigay mo na goods sa yung binenta mo na goods sa isang entity at yung binigay niya, at ang binigay 'di ba ng isang entity is yung money. So nag-exchange kayo sa pera at sa goods, no? Another external events is non-reciprocal transfer, wherein it is a one-way transaction, no? The entity giving does not receive anything in return. Example is, meron kang equipment na good quality pa at hindi mo na ginagamit, no? Na kailangan ng friend mo sa kanyang business at willing ka namang i-donate. So, sa donation, meron kang binigay pero wala kang inaasahang kapalit. 'Di ba? Binigay mo, i-donate mo yung equipment mo pero wala kang inaasahang kapalit. So, another is payment of taxes, na pera lang yung lumabas sa business mo. Nagbayad ka ng tax sa government. Di ba? May lumabas na pera sa business mo pero walang pumasok sa iyong business. So, another is theft, non-reciprocal transfer, yung pagnakaw ba, yung yes, no, since merong lumabas sa business mo which is yung ninakaw pero walang pumasok, walang kapalit. Another external events is external event other than transfer, wherein a change of the entity's economic resources or obligations caused by external party or event but does not involve transfer of resources or obligations. Example is change in fair value. Ano yun? Ano yung change in fair value? Halimbawa, meron kang equipment. Binili mo siya 2 years ago ng 15,000. Pero ngayon naging 10,000 na lang. So there is a change in the price of the equipment. So there is a change in fair value, 'di ba? 15 noon, pero pag ngayon bibilhin na yung ganong model ng equipment na binili mo nung 2 years ago ng 15 is 10,000 na lang. So there is a change in fair value. No, katulad din dun sa land, no, na may binili yung halaga ng land mo na binili mo ngayon, in the future tataas yung halaga. So there is a change in fair value. Ano naman ang internal events? Ito yung events na hindi involve ang outside party or events. Example is production, no? Halimbawa, yung mga manufacturing companies, kung gumagawa ba sila ng finished products nila, may katransak ba nila, may katransak ba sila na iba? Di ba wala? Within the company yun. Except yung kung bibili ka ng materials sa outside, but the mere fact that the production is being done within the company, it is already internal events. Another example is casualty, like yung mga floods, yung mga typhoons. O baka dahil sa flood or typhoon may nasira na equipment ng business mo. So naging mo na yon, loss mo na yon, no? So casualty is considered internal event since walang involved na third party and it is a non-man-made transaction o non-man-made transaction, no? And next sa definition natin is yung next step is measuring process. So, in this process, we will determine the monetary amounts to be assigned to the items the entity recognize. Diba sa second ay yung step natin kanina na yung step natin kanina, yung first step natin is identifying, di ba? Habang in-identify na natin yung events and transactions na dapat nating i-recognize, mag-a-assign na tayo ng amounts doon sa transaction na yon. So, example, no? Gumawa ka ng report for this month at yung transaction ay sinabing nagbayad ka ng renta for this month only at yung renta ng 1 year ay 12,000. So hindi pwedeng yung buong 12,000 ang ire-record mo sa report mo na nabayaran dahil isang buwan yung nabayaran mo, which is this month, no? Saka yung 12,000 is renta for 1 year lang. For 1 year, I mean. Kaya yung 12,000 divided by 12 is 1,000. So, 1,000 lang yung i-assign mo doon sa rent expense mo or yung binayaran mo na renta. So, ganun yun. And itong measuring process, sinasabi ni is technical. Why technical? Since meron tayong sinusunod na kung how will we assign amounts on the transaction. So hindi basta-basta, meron tayong sinusunod. And the last process is communicating process. Diba tapos na nating na-identify yung transaction na dapat nating i-record at we are now ready to assign amounts to that transaction, no? So ready na tayo na i-record yung transaction, no? So after we assign yung amounts doon sa transaction, we are ready to record yung transaction natin. So i-classify natin siya kung saan kabilang yung mga transaction. Meron tayong formal presentation na to follow. So after classifying, we will now summarize at yun na ang end product of accounting, which is the financial statements. So now these financial statements will be distributed to potential users for decision making. So mas maintindihan pa ninyo ang meaning ng accounting habang nag-move tayo sa discussion. So I know mahaba ang video na ito, pero I hope may natutunan kayo at kung gusto nyo pa or may gusto kayong topic na i-discuss ko, you can comment below. And our sayings for today, ayan. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. By, hindi ko siya mabasa, Zig Ziglar, ay hindi ko siya mabasa. By Zig Ziglar, no? And thank you guys for watching this video. Like this video, no? Like this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click yung notification bell for you to be updated on my next tutorial video, no? So you can also comment yun yung sinabi ko kanina, yung topic na medyo nahihirapan kayo para i-discuss natin. And you can also share sa mga friends nyo na medyo hindi pa maintindihan kung ano ba yung accounting. ano yung definition ng accounting. So, you can, my friend. Goodbye.